today. So, well, as there's a nice long line already. So people are already lining up. He's got a nice amount of support, and obviously you'll be interviewing people and asking them why they're here and their thoughts on the election. It's been get in line quickly. So yeah, they're already worried about being at capacity this quickly, and it's about a half hour before.
We want the lines to be going kind of along the sidewalk, not filling up a bunch of space, not crowding over here. And also room for is 317. So once you count 300 people who back in the room, we will have 400 people.
Sorry. Forgot in front of you. I feel bad. Y'all were lined up early.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. No pressure. I have a little YouTube.
Okay.
And am traveling Texas covering the primary and wondering if I might have the privilege of interviewing you and just ask you
my
here.
mom,
Oh,
too.
cool. I love it. So you're here together. The whole family. Beautiful.
Yeah, we would love it. You want to be interviewed?
I appreciate that. That's very kind. Thank you. You just made my YouTube. Thank you.
Of course.
And where are you guys from? Where you visit? Are you from around here?
Yeah, we live here in Denton.
Very cool. What brought you out today?
James Talarico. Yep.
So you're already a supporter?
Yes.
And what issue is most important to you?
All of them. Anything that goes against everything that's happening right now.
Republicans out.
Just getting the Republicans out.
And you think he's the strongest candidate?
I think it's going to be hard between him and Jasmine Crockett.
But I think he will appeal more to voters my age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I love her, but I'm thinking of Republican friends of mine that have now decided this is not too great. They would more be inclined to like him.
interesting. And have they actually said they might, have you met one or two that said they might be open to voting for Talarico if he was kind of uniquely the nominee? Early days, I'm sure, so maybe they still, yeah.
They would, yeah.
Well put, yeah. That makes sense. Does it, the comments, do you think I think that's kind of blown out of proportions. Does that make a difference about the mediocre comment, or do you think it's just kind of the back and forth campaign stuff that?
Between what? Sorry.
Oh, well, there's controversy. I thought it was pretty overblown, but Jasmine Crockett, a TikToker supporting her, said that Talarico remarks that he was expecting to run against mediocre black men being Colin Allred, not a superstar black, dynamic, intelligent black woman. Talarico denied it and said that but that's interesting to speak with you, that it hasn't really made that. The other campaign is kind of treating it like it's front page news, and I think in reality it's kind of a nothing. That's it. I'm glad I'm speaking with you because you really realize like how much of an impact these things actually cause.
Yeah, and I'm on like social media, not crazy, so I feel
you know
like
about him, yeah.
Yeah, I
Paying
mean,
attention to the race, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, is that why he dropped out, or?
No, so he dropped out before.
Oh, okay.
But the general feeling for this TikToker in a private conversation with Talarico, though she was a supporter of Crockett, she didn't record the conversation. He lamented essentially that he was eager, or she said that he was eager to run against Allred, because I think objectively speaking, he was, I mean, Crockett and Talarico are both leaps and bounds, I think, better campaigners than Allred.
I agree.
Yeah, so he just kind of, he thought he was running against somebody who didn't really get himself out there, who didn't have that base of support.
Right.
And then he expressed that he was a little more stressed out having to run against somebody so talented.
Right, okay.
You know, right now the question is, was it a black woman, or did he say that candidate who is black, who happens to have that base of support with them, and now Crockett will be able to get a bigger base because she's a great candidate, you know, so it could have been interpreted a million different ways, but they tried to make that a thing, but looks like it hasn't really become.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, you're paying attention to the issues, and I like Crockett too. I think she has a great future, and either would be strong nominees.
Either one, yeah. I love her in the position she's in currently.
Yes,
you know,
me too.
Because she tells it like it is, and I think that we need more of that. We're sick of the lies. We're sick of the, this fake facade and the cult that the the MAGA is enforcing on us. I'm done. I'm over it.
Well put.
That's where I stand.
Well put.
Yep.
And I'm curious, with your Republican friends, are any of them wary about the ICE actions, or is the Epstein stuff, or what's the thing that makes them a little more wary of Trump than they might have been in the past?
I don't
It's a
have
collection
Republican
inflation.
friends, so.
Yeah, well, all right.
Ready to check in?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So you'll just scan it. You'll just use your
Cool. I got scanned, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We're having a good chat. We are back online. A lot of people, fair amount of people. I think this is going to be definitely at capacity.
Okay. Very good. And then it pop up, but then you just click check in so and so.
We're perfect.
Anybody not checked in?
I didn't get a sticker, though.
Oh, but you're all checked in?
I'm all checked in, yeah.
Anybody else?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're checking in right now.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Kind of front line.
And if you want to get out of line and go, we'll stay your spot.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah. And if you want to get out of line and go, we'll stay your spot.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
you're so nice. Thank
Yeah, of
you. You're the
course.
best. You just totally like made my YouTube 10 times easier.
Yes, go get more information.
Awesome. I love
Yes,
it. Thank you so
spread the
much.
word.
That's very sweet. Thank you. And thank you for all the good input, too.
Oh,
You guys are the best.
anytime. Thanks
Pleasure.
for being a beacon in this crazy world.
Well, that's why I wanted to show up here, to show that there really are some amazing candidates that are inspiring people. And obviously, it's going to be over capacity, so I wanted to show the enthusiasm he's having. So
Well, when it's time to
you're
come
part
in,
of it.
just come right back here.
I will for sure. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we'll try to connect with some people. That's incredibly kind. You're saving my spot in line. Hey, Verity, nice to have you.
If I'm going to spend my money, honestly, I'm not loving the demographic of this line.
What's up?
Yes, I'll
Woo! Talarico! No pressure, but may I interview you for my YouTube?
Certainly.
You're the best. I appreciate that. Thank you. Good question. I'm Dodge Landisman. Weird name, like the car.
Okay.
And I'm independent. I have a little YouTube, so I travel the country about 9 months a year, covering interesting elections and primaries, especially the ones that, for candidates to have a real social media following, kind of bigger than the confines of the election itself. So Talarico kind of has caught fire.
No
Yes,
question.
exactly. So I
We have
decided.
national headlines here.
Yeah, yeah. All eyes are on this race.
Yes.
I think by a mile. And are you a Talarico supporter? Keeping your options open?
I am a supporter. I am keeping my options open.
Got time?
I think we have two excellent candidates. I want to keep them both. I don't want to lose either one. It's one of these questions of who is the best candidate for this moment in time, given the very hostile environment that we're in.
Well put. And did you hear about any of the comments that Crockett got a little annoyed that Talarico supposedly may or may not have made, or have you not really?
I've heard it.
Do you think does that make that much? I feel like he probably it's out of context, right?
I think it was totally out of context. Just his personality. It's not like him to do that sort of thing. Okay?
It wasn't recorded, right?
Yeah. Again, in this hostile environment, people are looking for landmines, and it's a matter of can we take advantage of that? You know.
Has it made a difference in any of your friends, or I assume probably not? Big on Talarico. I like it. And do you think he's the strongest candidate in the general? Has a bigger kind of broad? They're both great candidates, so it's a tough one. Yeah.
Very tough.
That's the challenge. But do you think the religious appeal is something that is kind of unique with him?
I do, and I do think, especially in what we consider the Bible Belt, I do think that is an important factor. Yeah.
And what issue is most important to you?
I got a list.
I like it.
Right now,
Educated voter, respect.
Right now, I think it is free and fair elections. If we lose that, we're going to become a one-party nation. And
Are you lumping gerrymandering into that?
yeah,
Yes,
I'm
me
getting
too.
to know these districts. Yeah, good point.
Me too. Gerrymandered.
Wild.
We live in a gerrymandered district, and the reason it's gerrymandered is because some people in that party
Yeah.
were afraid of professors and students at UNT having to vote and being liberal voters. So they wanted to just, get rid of that. And so we live in Robeson Ranch, which is a 55 plus community further south on 35W, not in the heart of the city, but we're in Denton. It's incorporated in there. And so Robeson Ranch is pretty red. The state of Texas is pretty red, but now I think it's actually a little more half and half. It's something is going on in Texas that hasn't been going on in Texas before, and that makes things a lot more interesting than they once were.
There's a huge influx of people from other areas, other states, and I think that's part of the dilution.
Curious at the influx. The stereotype is they pollute the area, right? Do you actually like them and get along with them? Is it different than the stereotype? You do? Cool.
I like that
Cool.
diversity.
Right.
We're for DEI.
Right. Right. It makes better food options, better cultures to get to know, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
I lived in California for a really long time.
Okay.
I went to college in California.
Oh, cool.
I'm a Texan.
Cool.
But I did. And in fact, I went to Occidental College, which is where.
Oh, my mom went
Obama
there. Yeah.
She did?
Yeah.
You're not serious.
Yeah.
You are kidding
Class
me.
of 1974.
Okay.
So sometime probably way before you, I'd imagine.
70. I was
Oh,
70.
really? Oh, you look younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to tell my audience your secret. Fountain of youth. So you're right there. Oh, cool. So you might have, her name was Heidi Ettinger. It's a massive school, so you probably didn't get to meet her. But wow, you're there at the same time.
For some reason, that sounds kind of halfway familiar.
Red hair, kind of looks like me. She became a set designer for Broadway shows later on.
Yeah. I was in the drama
what a-
department.
Oh, wow. So you probably did know
I
her.
probably did know her.
Wow, she did. So she did that and then did Yale repertoire, I believe, after. But yes, she was in the Occidental Drama Department.
Yeah.
That's a small
I
world.
actually wound up graduating out of the art department.
Okay,
But
cool. So you
Because I
switched
just
around.
decided at some point along the way, I was not going to spend the rest of my life worrying about if my eyelashes were stuck on straight. And also, you probably are not
Easier
aware
said
of
than
this,
done.
but at that time, the casting couch was kind of a big deal. If you wanted
So that's a
to
real
get-
thing, yeah.
If you wanted to
Scary.
get a role of some kind, then you had to do things that I
Right.
was not interested in
Right.
doing.
And that's tragic. So that was kind of the norm
Yeah.
at that point. It wasn't like it was a rare occurrence, but it was like, wow, scary.
My roommate was Monty Hall's daughter.
Okay, wow. How
And I
cool.
decided to let her do it.
How cool.
She already has some energy behind her, So I said, Joanne, you go right ahead and take care of this one. I'm out.
Oh, that's good.
Let somebody else handle it. I like it.
I can't believe you know.
Yeah, small world. Yeah. That's cool. So you've come a long way. So over there, back to here. And I want to ask you something is there a Democratic congressperson in Denton, or is it so gerrymandered? Because Denton has maybe almost 200,000, maybe 120. So you think that would be like one, but I assume it's like cut up a million different ways.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And oddly, I mean, you see the way the districts are shaped. We're lumped with Decatur, Wise County.
Well, Decatur and the Panhandle. Don't forget,
Yeah.
it goes
All the
north.
way up to Panhandle?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
what? Like Amarillo? Or
Yes.
wow, that far
Amarillo.
north?
It goes to Amarillo.
That
Yes.
far west?
That far west and up the Panhandle, which is just stupid on its face.
Yeah. So you have, here we are in an urban area, could be considered an urban area.
Yes, sure.
And that is predominantly rural.
Right.
So you have kind of opposing views about some things as
Right.
a result. So that was purposeful, I'm sure.
Right.
Well, I just, wanted to be sure that my vote was going to be counted.
Yeah, I was going to
and
ask
count
about
for
that.
something,
Yeah.
Because with that screwed up gerrymandered district, well, look, I'm a senior citizen who lives in Robeson Ranch, and I'm a Democrat, and I've been a Democrat for a long time. I'm not planning to change. So, I want my vote to count.
Is there a concern? Do you think that Trump might send in people to do some intimidations at certain polling sites?
He's suggested it.
Yeah, yes.
He's already said it. So,
Well, it kind of depends on. Our polling site is at Robeson Ranch.
Okay, right there.
Yeah. So somebody is going to have to come in through the gate at Robeson Ranch,
Right.
and go to where our polling spots are and intimidate somebody.
Right.
And my bet is, good luck on that one. That's not really going to work. But we're heavily Republican. But this has been interesting. In the last election cycle, when Trump was running again, there had always been big Trump signs, around and everything when he ran the first time. This time, there weren't as many Trump signs by a long shot.
Really?
There were signs that
Speaks
said-
volumes.
There were signs that said vote Republican
That's it, just vaguely.
without his name.
And now for this
Wow.
election, normally we have Republican signs all over our neighborhood.
Huh? You don't see them.
Very few. Nothing. Very few.
Well, I'm curious. With any of your Republican friends, are they all supporting Paxton, or do they like Hunt or someone else, or Cornyn?
They're not saying.
They're not
Wow,
saying- I
interesting.
haven't
So it sounds like
anybody's-
it'll be a weak GOP nominee, whoever it is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't heard anybody talk. You're the only one who talks to me about politics.
Yeah.
Well, you know a lot about it.
I
You know?
She does know a lot.
Yeah, both of you guys.
I
Yeah.
write letters to the editor almost every week.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow, I admire that. Were you ever involved in politics, or just have a passion?
I have a passion.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, this is where it really means something.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be neck and neck, and it is amazing to see the lack of enthusiasm. It's weird because the conservatives don't like Cornyn for not being sufficiently, sycophantic to Trump, but with that they're nominating the most corrupt weak candidate, and people don't seem to like him, which is strange.
Yeah.
Even with some Republicans I've spoken to, they'll say they're voting for Paxton, but you just talked about how much you like Talarico, how he'll be able to connect with communities, how he's creating the ground. They couldn't give a single positive thing about why.
Paxton was
Right.
a good choice.
Right.
Cornyn, I think
Right.
Cornyn over time has proven himself to be, pretty steady guy.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
and
Fairly moderate.
fairly
Recently.
moderate until
Right.
recently.
Yeah.
And then, in recent history, then it became really out of the norm to be reasonable.
Right. Right.
To be unreasonable.
Well, right, and it's it's interesting. I keep thinking it's not a look for either of them, because Paxton has been obsessive about saying I'm the Trump guy, and so is Wesley Hunt, who might be a stronger candidate because he's inching the polls. He's less corrupt, certainly, but I wonder if that's going to be a death knell. Even to say I'll endorse him, but that's what they did in Virginia. Glenn Youngkin said, well, I don't want him to actually show up, and we agree on a lot of aspects, and I endorse him, but that's about end of conversation. But do you think they're making a big mistake being so loving towards Trump?
Well, and the interesting part of that is that all of a sudden, Trump didn't see this one coming, but his popularity is waning pretty fast
Yeah.
because of the ICE incursions and all that stuff that's been going on, and people being deported for breathing.
Right.
And American citizens being
Arrested and hauled off.
Scary, yeah.
And left in jail for 2-3 days, or that kind of thing. Killed. Yeah, or killed. And people are not. He may be underestimating the blowback, but I'd say the blowback is pretty fierce and not going to get better.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it may be a detriment to them to have that endorsement.
Yeah.
Have you heard of much ICE activity in Texas? I haven't heard of much, but I wonder.
There's one
Interesting.
town that has
Okay.
had some. Yeah. Well, somebody pumping gas into their car, and they got pulled out of their car and thrown on the ground, and
So some happen, but not. They're having him in the. My assumption is it's out of respect for Abbott and wanting to protect him for re-election,
Correct.
which just goes to show he knows people actually don't like it, which is interesting. Right?
Yes. I can't wait for that election day.
Oh, I know.
Another thing, Paxton versus Hinojosa. She's running strong. Do you think she has a chance? Yeah, I think she has a shot. What do you think? You think she's going to do it? Interesting. Sleeper. Yeah. Because she's been just as active as Talarico and having all these events. I was thinking I think I'll go to some of her stuff too. Because it doesn't have this national attention that the Senate race does, but I think she's running very strong. And if you have two superstars, she's as much of a superstar as Talarico.
I agree.
And if you have two superstars on the ballot, does she even have a primary opponent, or no? It's smooth sailing for her.
I'm not actually 100% sure.
I think it's relatively, which is why you've probably seen less of her. Does she have a primary opponent? I don't even think she does.
She has 9 primary.
Oh, I didn't. Wow. All right. Okay. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, I better start looking at the governor's race. There are 9 candidates. Look at
I
it.
mean, there's a long list, and
Yeah.
your name's kind of toward the bottom.
Right.
So you gotta
Okay. So you
stick
got to
with
look for
it.
the ballot.
Yes.
Yeah. But very, very well qualified. And, that's only. I mean, she's been polling stronger than Beto was polling.
Yeah.
So I think she has a good shot as well, because that what really makes a difference. I'd imagine gerrymandering, it would be her. And Talarico couldn't have that much of a role.
True.
Right.
You
Right.
asked about Texas. The thing
Yeah.
that I'm worried about in Texas is we have high school students who are staging walkouts in protest to the ICE activities throughout the nation.
Cool. Yeah. Right.
And
In middle
Abbott,
schools.
That young. Cool.
in middle
You
schools.
seen that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's down the street from my house. and
Oh
it's
wow! So right
actually-
here in Texas, you've seen that.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
just
that's
down the
wild.
street from me.
How cool!
And an 8th grader got it all together, and they let him
Really?
go there, and yeah.
Wow.
and Abbott
Wow.
is threatening the students, okay? Threatening the students, threatening the school, saying that if you support this, I'm going to withdraw the state funds that are allocated to your school. Oh, he's making all kind of threats.
And that's got to be
Many
100%
Trump with that,
illegal.
with the Columbia stuff, but even more punitive because high school you don't even think about because
Yeah.
there isn't that cause of a disruption. I did not know that. Wow.
So the ACLU is trying to support the students and saying they have a right to express their opinion.
Well, you know, the right to free speech does not start, when
you're 18.
Yeah.
Right.
or 20
88.
or 25.
Yeah.
When you get to be 42, then you have the right to free speech.
Right.
Not really how it works.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Yeah, so that's
And everybody, this is going to sound a little peculiar, but everybody has the right to be wrong. And then if they, if time goes by and they learn some other information and they change their mind, they have the right to do
but
that.
Trump doesn't do that.
No, I know. Well, he always is right.
There's the old saying about, I don't ask for permission, I ask for forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Right.
He
He
doesn't
didn't
do
even ask
either
for
one.
that. I know. Ay.
Well, here's another thing I'm curious. Has the Epstein stuff changed any of your Republican friends' opinions? Or
Some, but not all.
interesting, but it has made a dent.
Yeah.
I
For
think
some
that
people.
I personally am the only person who's not listed in the Epstein.
Now wait a minute.
Okay, you do.
Oh, you're not. It's not inaccurate.
I mean, so far, every day is another long laundry list. They got snuck in there too. How'd
Yeah.
that happen?
Yeah, well, I've heard people say, well, it's just allegedly. It's just allegedly, and that's where they can't
That's how to protect
process
themselves,
that these
right.
are
Actual things that happen.
Yes, and this
Right.
is true evidence, redacted or not.
Right, and they're very obvious too. It's like, are you going to get the girls at this event? And are they young? And it's just so very obvious. And people saying, "Oh, we only met on this island to discuss business." So it'll be interesting to see in 6 months from now. Is there going to be a lot of celebrities answering or a lot of important
I think
figures?
it's going to, frankly, take a lot of people straight down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so,
Manny's
too.
even admitted it. She said, once if this really does all get out,
bet.
everything's going to collapse, and let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care if you're Republican, Democrat,
I
Independent.
agree.
I don't
I
care.
agree. I feel the same.
Everybody deserves to be reprimanded for their actions. Simple as that.
Are you disappointed in Great Britain? Mendelssohn was an aide of Keir Starmer. They're already looking at potential investigations, automatic resignation. Do you think a lot of people are getting away with a lot of stuff? Are you kind of disappointed
Yes.
the Justice Department's dragging its feet?
Yes, 1,000%.
Yeah, our DOJ is a joke.
It's a joke. They're just bottom feeders under Trump's little disgusting whatever he amoeba, Yeah. That's all they are. It's disgusting.
It really is.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I think it'll make a real impact because even Steve Bannon said the one thing that could get Trump impeached and that could get him to lose his base of support would be the Epstein stuff. Because he campaigned on that. He said he was going to release the files.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
contrary.
Campaign on a lot of stuff that
There's
happens.
actually
Right.
there's a video of Steve Bannon telling Republicans, if this gets out, we're all going to jail. That's me.
Wow.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's you and you. He is on video saying that. So that tells me all I need to know.
Right.
Yeah, if that's not a you know, admitting that you did something wrong, then I don't know what else is.
Right.
So,
Well, and I'm pretty sure that one of the things that happen is groupthink, groupthink, because, four of my best buddies are involved. I mean, how bad can it be?
Right.
Right.
Well, it's like a stamp of credibility, yeah. Like, oh, they're doing it.
Instead of saying, they're doing what?
Right.
To what? To a 9-year-old. To a 9-year-old?
And
and
young.
calling women. A 9-year-old is not a woman.
Right.
A 9-year-old girl is a child. A child.
I appreciate you saying that because there's been a failing in some of the mainstream press to like
Identify
say
that.
right,
Yep.
say women. And no, these are files about girls,
Yes.
underage
Young
girls, right?
girls, not
Right.
women.
Well, they had a fabulous advertisement. The victims, the Epstein victims.
Yes,
during
very
the Super
bold.
Bowl.
Oh, I missed that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good
They
for
had
them.
pictures of themselves when they were that age.
Yeah.
How
It was
cool.
very powerful.
It was
Powerful.
Yeah, just Google.
Oh, I'll
it.
check that out. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for saving my spot.
Of course, no problem.
Last-
Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you. No, you guys, I got like 50 people watching. People like what you have to say, so thank you. I didn't even have to move in line. Like, I the four of you, that's all I need.
It's too bad you picked such too shy.
I know, I picked the word.
No opinion whatsoever.
None.
Right?
Last interesting question I want to ask. Do you think Epstein killed himself? Or is it hard to say? Interesting. No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Narcissistic to kill himself.
Well, did he hang
Well
himself
put.
with his socks? I mean, how did he, do we really know?
I'm not sure, but no. And I don't think Charlie Kirk is dead either.
A lot of people, I don't think you're wrong. Yeah. There's a lot of people are saying that. There's a very controlled, like, how do we blast our movement when we're dying?
Right.
Interesting. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm just gonna wait. Oh, you go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry.
This is my phone. Okay, go ahead. I'm just tallying people on the.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah, all right.
still should have like, just to say, just let it kind of go through.
I got you.
So there's metal detectors and bag checks on each side, so just pick a side to go with.
Okay, perfect.
And people like what you had to say. You want to know your name? Can I ask your name?
Yes, my name is Katie McCallum.
Thank you, Katie. Nice to meet you.
I'm Janet.
Janet, pleasure. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being involved too. It's always interesting to be in places where most of the people are not really going about their business. So it's fun to see, like, all right, this is how I can actually make an impact. And
where are you from?
New York City, far away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I lived in Midland, Texas for a while. I did. So it's a lot more ugly than here by a mile. And I did local TV news, but now I'm independent. I have a weird story. I talked about the Scientology cult that Tom Cruise is a part of.
Oh, yeah.
And I got fired. I was in Arizona. It was a truthful piece, but the Church of Scientology threatened to sue my station unless they canned me. But then, because everybody hates Scientology, I got such a nice following on YouTube where now it, works about the same as it would with a TV news job, which is nice. With a lot less work, a lot more freedom, and I like it so much more because, like, if I were in TV news, I'd be thinking, all right, how can I get 20 seconds from you? And I'd be thinking the whole time, like, need the 20 seconds, need the 20 seconds. This is so much more liberating because I could actually, like, have a conversation with you and not put confines on it. Hey, guys, sorry we lost everybody. We are in. We have good reception. So now I'm going to get a prime beat so we can hear him speak. You're not JT.
Say it again?
You're not JT by chance,
I'm
are you?
not, no.
Okay. Been looking for a press gentleman named JT. Same initials, I didn't realize.
Excuse me.
Sure, wherever
I'm
you
going to have to make a new friend.
Okay, sure, absolutely. I have a YouTube. You know. What's going on? Hey. I'm Dutch.
Nice to meet you. I'm Landon.
Nice to meet you. No pressure. I have a little YouTube. You're good? No worries. I'll read my chat, see what they had to say. Interviewed a lot of people outside.
I saw Slipknot a little bit ago. Oh my god, I did the wall of death. It was so fun. I was with a friend.
Forgive me if it seems like I'm talking to myself, but looking at the chat.
I was ready.
Good afternoon, Dodge. It's Jensen Leon. Good afternoon. We got a good. I think our reception is decent enough. Guys tell me that the reception is okay. Talarico will be on in, my guess, is probably 10 or 15 minutes. Said, hi, Dodge. Who are you interviewing? I was interviewing some very committed activists in line. I got their names, but I forgot who they were. Critical says none of those ladies understood a word that was spoken during the halftime show. LOL. I don't know what that means. Shade Chucky, Dodge dropping that Riz. I was not trying to Riz anybody. I stand falsely accused by you, Chucky. And Forte says, I tuned into TPUSA. A lot of people did. I couldn't call myself a Kid Rock fan. He just screams his music, but to each their own. If you want to watch a special needs halftime show, then that's your prerogative. LSM Armento says, go Jasmine. Jasmine has her support. Tink, hey, Tink, what up? Students being indoctrinated, I've heard that. I think there's some real support over here. To vote for a man that will only bring you closer towards a Muslim state. I think that's just the opposite. I think he has experience being a pastor. He has experience spreading the gospel in a progressive way, and he's taking back what it means to be Christian. You know, just because you're Christian doesn't mean that you have to be a MAGA cultist. And I think he's talking about the values that Christians represent, which is loving thy neighbor, which is looking after the most vulnerable, which talks about criminal justice reform, second chances, a lot of that stuff. So
I know
I vehemently disagree with you. And acceptance towards people who practice Islam too, of which there's a base of support in that as well. But hey, that was a fun little comment you made. I like it. Sorry guys, just watching me, but c'est la vie. We got Taylor Remmett, Texas Senate 9. Just won January 31st, says Rubix. Yes, that was a big upset too. That was a very, very big upset. People are not expecting, because that whole district flipped like 30 points, I think. And this is despite the GOP's success in gerrymandering most of the districts. They still were able to flip that Senate district. So that was a very big deal. And not only that, but Trump made sure to make an endorsement. And that endorsement failed. And, think about this. Trump endorsed a candidate that lost. And if Trump is supposed to have such a stranglehold over the state, then why didn't he keep the state Senate district Republican? It doesn't. So for you saying that Trump on this chat, for you saying that Trump is God, it doesn't seem like he is. If you just look at the facts. And that was a big base of support. And again, he came out and endorsed Swampscott. He came out and endorsed her, and she lost. And that was a district that voted for Trump with about 63% of the vote.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go.
I found out about that.
Release Epstein files, guys. There's a nice attendance. A lot of people are here. Although I will say this is a lot more manageable than going to the Trump-Kamala rallies last year. I could get a decent seat. I could see them up close. It's a little more low-key. We got some fun music.
Business analysis minor for data science. I'm thinking about switching to information science for the minor.
Tank, your comment made me laugh. Hey, Kimberly, nice to have you. Amazingly, where's your home these days? You're asking me? Traveling, man. Traveling. I guess we'll talk about a little bit of the state of the race, too, while we're waiting for Talarico to come up. How's the reception, guys? I think the reception's actually very good, it looks like, so I'm happy about that. I was running around like a headless chicken asking about Wi-Fi, but the data is good here. The data is not good in the other part of the room, but the data is good here, so. Here's the thing I'll talk about the race. There are only two candidates that are actually out there that have publicly accessible events, and that is Talarico, and that is Wesley Hunt. And I feel kind of stupid coming to Texas to cover this race when you could only see two candidates. You can't see. Jasmine Crockett hasn't had a single rally except for when she announced. Paxton hasn't had a single rally or a town hall. He should have a town hall. He's the Attorney General. Elected officials should have town halls. And Cornyn, also an elected official, has had 0 town halls, 0 rallies. Again, Cornyn should have town halls. He's a U.S. Senator. So this is going to be the Wesley Hunt James Talarico show. And we'll talk a little bit about the reception. Reception is good. Good. Trump is a god, was asked in Poland. It's good. Good. I'm glad the reception is good. How are you?
I'm great.
No pressure. I have a little YouTube covering the election for a month. Wondering if you might want to talk about what issue might be most important to you, but pressure if you just kind of want to enjoy the event.
Yeah, so it's actually really important that we have like-minded people in Washington who believe in the, bringing back of executive overreach.
Well put.
Bringing back. I'm really sorry. I have children who are in those marginalized groups, and I hate hearing them say, that they don't feel empowered to vote anymore.
Scary.
Yeah. Like my mother, I was sharing the story, was one of the 3 million people who marched on Washington and actually heard the I Have a Dream
How
speech.
cool. In 1964, it's like, wow.
And she, watching my mother, dread everything that she spent her whole life working for, has made me impassioned, and I've encouraged my children to vote whatever their convictions are. I have 5, and
wow.
But many of them are in these groups that people just don't understand, and it's hard as a mother to watch them lose the rights that my mother fought.
Scary. Are you fearful for the future of kids who are trans or LGBTQIA, and do you think they'll slowly there's going to have some civil liberties revoked?
Very much. And one of my children is actually an influencer for those rights. And
how cool! Wow.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling the audience what the channel is?
So it's Ramoxie.
Cool. I think I've heard that name. Yeah. Quite popular. Congratulations.
And
wow.
He is an amazing individual. I believe when I had him, he was like a butterfly, and watching him grow into who he was meant to be over the course of his lifetime has been my greatest honor as a mother.
Beautiful.
And
you encourage that. You let him be, best self, yeah.
And of his friends and his social circle, a lot of them don't have those experiences with family being accepting of who their child chooses to be and who they see themselves. And it's just, I don't understand how anybody can choose not to love their child. And, for who they are. And because you were part of that creation, they didn't ask to be here. They're part of who you are as an individual. So, yeah, I want to see those rights, emphasized and brought, to help people understand. Like, there was a time, if you go back, 80 years ago, they thought the piano was evil.
Right.
And it was not welcome. They had to play in bars. And, now you go into any church in the United States and there's a piano sitting right there. And that was thought controversial because nobody understood.
Well put, right.
It's up to those of us who understand and have watched that maturity and that beautiful creation grow and develop to have the conversation. And nobody should be afraid to have that conversation.
Well put. Well, I'm glad you brought this up because, visiting Texas, obviously we're talking about the main issues, immigration and the economy, but the revocation of civil liberties and civil rights is one thing I want to broadcast. And I'm curious, I don't know, is Abbott one of the very aggressive governors who's trying to deny the birth certificate and driver's license change? Scary.
Yeah.
So he's also doing that. I'm not surprised.
I
right.
really believe that. I've lived in Texas since 2009, and I've stood in voting in polling stations that were known Democrat, where obviously they on election day they segment by your enrollment, and I've seen people turned away because they did not have verification of citizenship, and for me that's just wrong.
That the theme is with so much of the GOP is how do we make America as exclusive as possible? How do we make sure that the trans community isn't able to get a driver's license or have a quality of life? How do we support as many people as we can, even better here legally? And that's that's the scary part. It's like this intent to like shrink the USA to what it was like 80 years ago.
And they think it was a better time, and yet, having talked to my mother, who was around 87 years ago, the time was not great.
No.
These are people who believe in myths and fantasies, and they think they're intelligent because they've bought the lie, and but they've never had conversations with anybody who is different than them.
Right.
Honest, open-minded conversations.
So it's interesting. So your mom, being a fighter for civil rights in the early 60s, does she think it's as woeful, like we're in as much dire straits as it was, or that the community is under attack in the same way?
Yes.
Scary.
Yes. And there were times where my children have openly gone to protests, and my mother wanted to go with them, and unfortunately, physically, she just was not able to move like that anymore. But I went in her stead to those very No Kings rallies.
Good for you.
And I'm proud.
Well, she's got 2 generations of soldiers now to move for her, so, pretty cool. So she's like, well, I can't go, but now I got 2 coming for me. Well, wow, that's another thing I want to broadcast too, is the minimization. Some people think, this is not comparable to the segregation, this is not comparable to the beatings. And like, well, trans people being beaten and killed and those people being denied their identity, denied access to education, to accommodations, to restrooms. It sounds familiar.
Yes.
It does. Yeah.
And you see the photos, and it's in times like we are now, where AI is, so prevalent, and people question the authenticity of things that they're seeing on media. It's important for us who were part of those generations to say, no, that's actually real. That's, something that you can, go and research, go to this museum, just like people need to refuse to believe in the Holocaust. My grandmother was there.
Wow. Sorry,
If you don't share your story, then people will oftentimes think it's a lie.
Yeah.
And, that's why we have to share our story.
Yeah. Yeah, well put. Well, honor me. I'm Josh. Thank you for all. That's why I show up here, to meet people who are really affected on the ground. And, tell your children thanks for the good work, too. You must be very proud. Imagine. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Had a great conversation looking at your comments. Congrats, yeah, I got that. God. Catch up with some of the chats. Hopefully it should be relatively soon. Room's full. If any of you guys want a little visual of how the room is filling, it's pretty good. Pretty well attended. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. This is a reproduction of an actual Korean War jacket. So it's like an 80s jacket, but it's a reproduction of like what they actually wore in like 1953, I think. But thank you. Yeah, I love it with all the roses, and it's like an old, I think you can see the back too, which is kind of fun. As all of this. Thank you. Thanks for noticing. I like your cardigan. Very cool. No pressure. I have a little YouTube. No worries if you just want to enjoy the event, but I'd love to interview you. Well, I don't want anybody to pressure anybody else either, but and you can get back to me if you want. No worries. Oh, thank you. And then Landesman, LANDESMAN. So on my YouTube, you'll see, I appreciate that, thank you. You'll see a lot of anti-Scientology stuff. That's the cult that Tom Cruise is a part of.
Yes.
And I used to be a local TV news anchor and got fired for posting a truthful piece about Scientology. But then I got a big audience from all the people who really don't like them. And now it helps me more than the TV news job, which is nice. So thank you. And it's a lot more fun. Like, it's so much more liberating because I could actually have a real conversation with you versus if I was filming you for TV news, I think, how do I get to 30 seconds? That's it. I need to speak to 20 people. How do I get 30 seconds? That's it. And it's nicer just to like learn what your children are doing, learn what your mother was involved in. That takes more than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So this is a lot more, kind of caters to what I like. Appreciate the interest. Thank you. Yeah. It's fun. So this is an election I definitely had to do. Although it's interesting, like only Talarico and Wesley Hunt have rallies. I agree way more with Talarico. But you can't really go and see anybody else.
I know. It's hard. I wish there was more of a presence by Jasmine Crockett, even though...
Me too, yeah. Some rallies and whatever. Yeah. Are you firmly with James or still keeping an open mind?
I'm still firmly with
Cool.
James. Yeah.
You have to earn it in some way. You have to be there and visit these communities and give the people an opportunity to see what you're about. And so if you don't do that, it's a losing strategy in my opinion. So
what I consider door-to-door
right, yeah, and ground game. That's actually an interesting question. I've been meaning to ask. Has anybody knocked on your door from any campaign?
No.
Not yet. Interesting. They might know that you're a Talarico supporter, so they might mark you as a one. And, that's a big thing too. I'm curious, like, what ground, because I'm from New York, so I travel the whole country. And I'm curious, like, what ground game is like in Texas, because it's so spread out. It's probably tough to do.
I would think they would try, and I live in an apartment community.
Okay.
And I would think they would try to
Right.
Because it's so easy to hit numbers quickly.
Right.
And my husband is actually, libertarian and not registered with
Cool.
any political party. So I expected to have, when we got married, have people knocking. It's all the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Right. Call it in.
Sorry, do you guys mind if I go use the bathroom?
Sure, of course. No, do your thing.
I was like, I want to try it before I go.
You're fine. Not too hard. Here's a fun question with your husband. Did he vote for Chase Oliver?
I will have to ask.
I liked Chase Oliver a lot because he was part of the left wing of the Libertarian Party, which people don't really talk about.
Yeah.
And people think that the Libertarians are all these like Republican light, and they're really more. The real Libertarian is far closer to progressive than a conservative.
It's been funny watching my mom, and he is a true libertarian.
Right.
And, he's like, my candidates never get elected because they're so rare. But my mom subscribed to Reason magazine.
Oh, Reason's great. Yeah. It's funny. Understand him?
Understand how to talk to people. and see how he figures in politically.
I like that. You know what I call a libertarian really is a progressive who is nervous about the government.
Exactly.
Progressive who wants progressive things for people, and this is where I might disagree, but who doesn't feel like the government can deliver that.
Exactly.
But the real libertarian are very pro-immigration, pro-pathway to citizenship, right?
Yes.
Pro-LGBTQIA rights.
Let people do whatever they
That's
want,
it. Right. Why are we involved in your decision making?
Yeah.
It's kind of a deep respect for the individuality to really let people be left alone.
Yeah. And it's hard to earn his trust to actually get somebody to vote.
Funny, I bet, yeah.
He'll never vote down party lines.
Yeah. No, I voted Libertarian a bunch. I would vote in the Democratic primary. And often I'd vote Democrat, but once in a while, if they were like the right, in the right part of it. Because some of it, I liked that they were more aggressive with the Epstein files stuff, and they were early against Trump. Besides the Democrats, they were the really kind of group that spoke out against him. So certainly, and always very anti-war, involvement in overseas or whatever. So there's a lot to like about them. But there's a big tug of war between the Trump-aligned MAGA and the more progressive. But the last nominee was progressive. So Black Lives Matter. Real libertarians are pro Black Lives Matter, criminal justice reform. But yeah, well that's a whole nother story. But I was at the. Oh, you're good. But it was fun. I got to watch that convention where they battled each other, and why it is small, so people are like drinking, and it was a crazy scene, but it was fun.
One of the early elections, that it was like a drunk commentator who actively watched the debate while drinking.
I love that.
And he would, live stream as they were doing the debates. And that was who my husband was watching.
That's awesome. That's
a guy drinking some bourbon and telling
right.
us honest thoughts.
Yeah, that's it. That's what people like. That's hilarious. Yeah, more on the grounds. I got to check into my reception. How's my reception, guys? Yeah. It was good for a little while. I'm glad I got everything that you had to say, because that was really good. So that's a relief. But now it's time. Hopefully I'll be able to film him when he speaks and I'll have reception. Oh, now I have 2 bars. Getting better. Getting a little better. Thank you for all the really good meat. That was fascinating. I appreciate it. Good. You guys say reception is good? All right. I'm glad. All right, guys. Look at some of the... Hopefully we'll be speaking soon. It's almost 2:30. It's like Lauryn Hill. We don't want another Lauryn Hill. I don't think it's going to be Lauryn Hill, but... Lauryn Hill, George, for my older audience, is George Jones. No Show Jones. But no, he's not Lauryn Hill. Who is worse? I wonder if people know that. Who was more late for their shows? Was it George Jones or Lauryn Hill? All right, Talarico doesn't show. Put a 1 if I should call him Lauryn Hill. Or 2 if I should call him No Show Jones. I think he'll show up. I'd say it's officially rude. We have 15 minutes. I understand why there's still a lot of people coming too. We have 15 minutes until it's officially rude for him to be late. But he still is like 2:40 is kind of rude. Kind of rude. 2:50 would be rude. And 3 would be very rude. Right now he isn't even rude yet, but at least we're having fun. Kind of. CA Whippet Lover, good to have you. Texas, Be Smart, says Kid Freshie. Hey, Kid Freshie. Vote for Talarico. I agree with that. Thank you. You're welcome. And let's see, I'll talk about some other incidents, fill you in some of the conversation that I was having with other voters. Talk about gerrymandering, the presence of ICE. There's a lot of nervousness in Texas because in the Fort Worth and outer Fort Worth area, I believe his name is Taylor Remmett, was able to flip a state Senate district in a district that was always reliably red. And so it looks like you have to get the right nominee. So this is what this primary is all about. Talarico or Crockett. I think a lot of people I speak with, I think in general think that Talarico is the stronger nominee. There was controversy between the 2 candidates because a TikToker said that Talarico privately told her that he was originally gearing up to run against a mediocre black man instead of a talented, dynamic, energetic black woman. Now, he denies it's taken out of context. I agree. I mean, I think probably what he said is, I was originally eager to run against Colin Allred, who, while being black, he has a black base of support, ran a very mediocre campaign, and now I'm nervous about running against Crockett, who has that same black base of support, but she is charismatic and has a broader appeal. If there's those 2 qualifying words, base of support, happens to have, then there's nothing offensive about it. And my assumption is there's probably some qualifying word. There have been 2 polls recently. One has Talarico 4 points ahead of Crockett. Another poll has Crockett about 8 points ahead of Talarico. the Crockett poll, the poll where she's ahead was released by Jasmine Crockett, though. So internal polls. There we go. Woo! You guys see?
Can I hear my mean green eagle?
Is that your sign? I like that. Talents. Cool. Talents. Cool. This is the Talents, guys. Talents up.
We're almost ready to get started. As you can see, the room is about to be full. So thanks for being here. A few announcements before we do that. I think someone's singing over me. One sec.
Do you go to
Lizzo? Actually does. So.
Forget the name of this
if
college.
y'all can, we want every
It's in
seat to be taken. So if y'all can scoot in, if you're able to.
I think you go to UNT? This is UNT. Do you go to UNT? Well, it's pretty. It's a great campus.
Lovely. Y'all are good here.
Nice kids, too.
2 seats over here.
Sometimes college kids are real jerks, but not here.
3
Like in
seats
Tallahassee.
over here.
They're
We've got
not nice.
4 up here.
Yes, UNT.
Two.
This is the Denton,
People are
the main
coming
one,
in.
I suppose.
Lovely. While we wait for these last seats, we have about 20 to 30 more people that we're going to let in. While we do that,
say,
though,
Denton,
if you're
you need
able
to fill your
stand,
river.
Can I get everyone to stand up?
Stand up.
Save your seat. Stand up, stand up. Oh. Let's do a collective
This
sigh.
full room?
Sounds like we need that. I love it. Okay, now let's do a collective. So I'm going to say, show me what community looks like, and you tell me this is what community looks like. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Did you guys hear that? I got chills. I love it. So, the last time that a Democrat held this seat was LBJ. Let's get, whoa. That was a long time ago, can you agree? Yeah, so we're gonna have to try all sorts of different things to get this win. Are y'all ready to do that?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna have y'all look around, look at each other, make uncomfortable eye contact. I'm gonna love it. Okay, now find someone you don't know. Tell them your name, why you're here, and a fun fact. And once you're done, we'll get started. Sound good?
Sure. Hey, I'm Dodge. Nice to meet you. I'm here for a weird reason. I have a YouTube. I'm from New York, and I travel the country 9 months a year covering interesting elections. That's why I'm here.
I'm a university student on campus.
Very cool.
And he has a lot of critical issues that we're making.
Nice. Glad you're here. No pressure. I'd love to interview you for my YouTube if I may. You're the best. So yeah, what issues are most important to you in this election?
I think one of the most pressing ones, especially for UNT. So UNT has recently implemented the bathroom ban on campus, and they've started harassing students about it.
But UNT did that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? So you can't go to the bathroom that aligns with your gender, gender identity.
You can, but you can get called for it. So actually, the student had a one-on-one meeting. It was covered by the North Texas Tribune, I think.
I should check that out. Thank you for letting me know.
So I mean, James Talarico has been great with the trans community and the support in there. So I think it's really important that issue is worth.
I'm surprised to hear that. As UNT, the administration, I assume, is known to be progressive, somewhat in the past, or I don't know. Maybe I heard it once, but there's always been disappointment.
I think that the student body is very liberal, for sure, but administration has been a little quick to drag their feet on
Interesting.
a lot of issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here then. Fighting for the people that you care about.
I mean, we still have a drag queen ban on campus for campus
Really?
events. Yeah, for at least last time I checked, last semester, we weren't allowed to have UNT sponsored events that feature drag queens.
I'm kind of in shock.
Yeah, I mean, we're still in Texas.
I guess so. I always assumed
They like
big
to remind
university is big progressive liberal beacon.
Yeah, no.
And the only colleges that would do that would be like Christian colleges or tiny.
Or A&M.
Right. That would be more logical. I'm I shouldn't be because it's Texas, but I am because it's this is a college city.
Oh, yeah,
That's how big this college.
In the Red
Right.
Sea.
So I'm kind of in shock that at a college that anchors a city that is progressive, that has a majority progressive students, doesn't allow drag queens and people to continue with their gender, with their actual gender that they are. End of story, in my opinion. That's wow. Is it kowtowing to like Abbott, or is it just a more conservative administration, or is it kowtowing to Trump even?
Probably Abbott.
Yeah,
More than anything.
interesting.
Because it was because of Abbott's bathroom ban.
Right.
And the part that he spearheaded saying this needs to be, y'all need to be like on this.
Right.
But that was the first case that we heard about, and thankfully it was very reported. And that, I think, is a testament to the student body that they were like finding the sources, making sure that this story got told.
That's awesome. Yeah, good for you guys.
Hopefully we'll see some change.
Yeah.
But I do think it was a response to Abbott.
Interesting. And this is not a state school, or is it?
It is a state school.
So okay, so they're a little more nervous, a little more scared.
Definitely, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, and thankfully our like gender study is still going hard.
Good.
Our women's studies is still
Good.
very strong. But
Good.
we haven't seen the push there. But with that bathroom ban, it was.
And you're still allowed to teach Black history,
Yes.
hopefully.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
It's not Florida. It's not DeSantis yet.
Oh yeah.
Here's a fun one. Who do you think is more evil, Abbott or Ron DeSantis? Who's a more evil governor?
DeSantis, he does do a lot of like big social issues.
Yes.
I think Abbott, because I've felt the effects
You felt,
a little bit more.
yeah.
I don't know as much about what's going on in Florida. I know he's a whole thing, but I mean, even Abbott trying to spread ICE over and like spread our Texas units and stuff into Chicago. Like that's none of his business.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. He thinks he has more stand than he does.
Here's what I've been curious. I've only been in Texas for 2 weeks. Have you seen or heard with your neighbors or friends any like ICE raids, or is like Trump not doing it because he doesn't want to like upset Abbott, or I guess it exists, so there are some.
Yes, I mean I've seen ICE in my neighborhood.
Oh, you have? Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you in Denton?
I'm in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the high school I went to was about 86% Hispanic. It's a lot, like there is a lot of Hispanic community in Texas.
Yeah, definitely.
But there were ICE agents at a park and ride in my neighborhood.
Oh, that's wow. Okay.
Yeah, they were. I don't know if they were detaining a man or patting him down, but it's like really scary to see.
Yeah.
And they've been trying to open a facility in DFW.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, right in. Wow.
They're trying to open an ICE facility in DFW.
Hopefully, there's strong opposition to that.
Yeah, so far the community has been pretty strong opposition. I don't know about how our representatives are going to vote, but the community seems to oppose it for the most part.
That's good. I assume Talarico probably opposes it.
I hope so.
I assume Crockett would oppose it.
Oh yeah.
Wow. It is. It's like I'm from New York, so it's so different, and it is interesting to see like the scariness and the slow erosion of civil liberties and like. Yeah, it almost like doesn't, like it feels like America when you're like driving around and having fun when you're talking to people. You're like, it almost doesn't feel like America.
Yeah.
Well, that was great input. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're awesome.
All right, folks, we'll be getting started shortly.
Geek, I'm right here.
And we just want to make a few things clear for today's event. As you all know, Representative Talarico is on his way, and he will be here shortly.
He's almost in rude territory.
But in the meantime, as you all can tell with the way the seats are laid out, y'all have those lovely signs. We ask that you don't raise them too high or at all during the event so you don't block anyone else's view. At the end of the event, when he's done giving his speech, he will be lining up for a photo opportunity. We will ask you all to line up along this wall, and you will be taking a picture with Representative Talarico. Yeah, who's excited for that?
He shows. Yeah, Ruby. Well put.
Representative takes his leave. We ask you not to head out right away. In fact, we have some local candidates right here in front of me that want to talk to y'all after everything's done. Let's hear it. Now then, folks, as some of y'all may already know, I'm AJ Bettis with the UNT College Democrats. I am your local chapter president, everyone. first win this year, but it won't be the last. Let me tell you that. We're gonna flip Texas blue, right, folks? Come on! Who's ready for a Democrat governor in the state of Texas? Who's ready for a Democrat senator from Texas? The state house, the state senate, the U.S. House. All good, everyone.
There he is. See him? He's 2 minutes. He just made it 2 minutes. He's not rudely late. He had 2 minutes until he was rudely late, but he made it. 2:38. He's not being rude.
Over here, we do have to hear a few words from County Party Chairwoman Delia Parker Menz, everyone. Good afternoon, UNT. How are you guys today? I'm Delia Parker Menz, chair of the Denton County Democratic Party, the best county party in the state of Texas, and we have the numbers to prove it. Before we get started, I want to share a little thing with you. I know it's important to Representative Talarico, and that is to remind us of who we are and why we're here and what we need to do. We are Democrats. We are one team. And we know that in the primary, we're going to vote for who we love, right? We're going to go with our hearts. We're going to go with what we think is closest to every point of our values. And we're going to go out there and we're going to fight hard in the primary. But when we pass that primary, what are we going to do?
Unite.
We're going to become one team. That's what we talk about in Denton County. Representative Talarico is so very much interested in making sure that we maintain that one teamness. So I'm going to do what we do in Denton County, but before I tell you what an awesome speaker we have, I want you to repeat, when we say one team, I want you to repeat one team, because he wants to make sure that you know when we finish that primary, we're one team. So when I say one team, you say one team. One team.
One team. One team. One team.
Now I'm so excited to introduce our state representative, Mr. James Talarico, who is a different type of politician. He knows that you can still speak the truth, speak with conviction, and still bring people into the tent. He's flipped his seat when he ran for state representative, and I think you told me you won that seat 4 times. So when we won district, he flipped that seat, and he's been able to maintain that seat in a district that I would presume has many Republicans and Democrats, because it's about us as people, it's about workers versus billionaires, and that is something that is so important to Representative Talarico. He's a former school teacher. He's a man of faith. He knows that courage and conviction are not just buzzwords, but they are concepts that we need to make reality. So I'm so excited to introduce our next senator, Mr. James Talarico.
For the very kind words, thank you for your service to this community. Thank you to the volunteers in the vests who made this event possible. And thank you to all of you for being here. I hope no one is skipping class to be here. We are building a movement to take back our state and take back our country. We launched this campaign for the United States Senate 5 months ago, back in my hometown of Round Rock, Texas. And since then, hey, Round Rock, hey. Since then, we have had thousands of Texans showing up to rally with us in every corner of this state, from Beaumont to El Paso, from Amarillo to Brownsville, and everywhere in between. And I can't tell you how many people come up to me after these events and whisper, "I'm not a Democrat." Like it's some kind of secret. We have recruited more than 13,000 volunteers who are organizing across this state to win in November. And we have shattered grassroots fundraising records, all without taking a dime from corporate PACs. This is a people-powered movement to take on this broken, corrupt political system. This is a campaign of, by, and for the people. We are going everywhere, and we're talking to everyone. We are not writing off any voter. We're not writing off any community. We are not just trying to win an election. We are trying to change our politics. And this country is so divided, we can't even share the Super Bowl anymore. Two different halftime shows for two different Americas in two different realities. Bad Bunny, one of my favorite artists. One of the best Super Bowl halftime shows of all time. And then I saw that Kid Rock, someone I grew up listening to, held a counter concert, which I didn't even know that was a thing. What leads people to protest that beautiful halftime show? I think it's fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of change. Fears we all struggle with. But there was nothing to be afraid of in that halftime show. Just joy and unity and love. Because in the words of Scripture, love casts out fear. Or in the words of Bad Bunny, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. That word love is arguably the most important word in the English language. It is certainly the most important word in all of our lives, yet we rarely hear it in our politics. My granddad was a Baptist preacher in South Texas, and when I was real little, he told me that as Christians, we're supposed to follow Jesus' two commandments, to love God and to love our neighbors. Jesus could have told us to love immediate family members. He could have told us to love our close friends. Those would have been easier commandments to follow. But he told us to love our neighbors. That's inherently a public thing. And that command is what led me to public service. First as a public school teacher on the west side of San Antonio, now as a public official. I launched my very first campaign for the Texas House 8 years ago, home in Williamson County, a county that was so red it hadn't voted for a Democrat for president since Jimmy Carter. Back then, I was told the race was unwinnable. I was told flipping a Trump district was impossible. I was told I was too young. I was told I didn't have the money or the political connections to win. But my neighbors and I, we ran an aggressive, authentic, unorthodox campaign that brought people together. And on election night, we flipped that district with 51% of the vote.
Please subscribe, guys.
And now, as a four-term state representative, I have brought Democrats and Republicans together to pass major legislation to help my neighbors. Lowering the cost of their prescription drugs, lowering the cost of their child care, lowering the cost of their housing. I am trying, through public policy, to love my neighbor, to make their lives easier and better. But that kind of love in our politics is in short supply, and it's becoming harder and harder to find. This political system of ours is deeply broken. And we see it everywhere we turn. Flipping a Trump district almost cost me everything. I was a healthy 28-year-old running for the Texas House, and I decided to do something a little crazy. I decided to walk the entire length of my district, from Round Rock, Texas to Taylor, Texas, 25 miles, all on foot, all in the Texas heat, all in one day. And I held 3 town halls along the way. Halfway through, I started to feel fatigued and nauseous. I figured I was dehydrated, so I chugged some water and decided to keep going. I threw up a couple times along the walk. Somehow I finished it. I went home. I figured I just needed a good night's sleep. I ended up sleeping for 36 hours straight. My family got concerned and they took me to the ER, where nurses checked my blood sugar. I don't think I'd ever had my blood sugar tested before, but they told me a normal blood sugar is 100 or lower. Mine was 900. I was in a state of diabetic ketoacidosis, which leads to coma and death without insulin. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I was lucky to be alive. And when I got out of the ICU, I went to Walgreens to pick up my first 30-day supply of insulin, this new medicine that I now needed to live, and it cost me $684 for a 30-day supply. I didn't have that kind of money, so I put it on a credit card. Many Texans with diabetes face the same kind of cost pressure. So they ration or skip their doses. Some of them die because of it, because they don't make enough money in the wealthiest country in human history. So when I won that race, I worked across the aisle with my Republican colleagues and passed a bill to cap insulin copays at $25 per prescription. We brought Democrats and Republicans together to beat Big Pharma. Big Pharma has a chokehold on our healthcare system in this country. It's why insulin is so expensive. They have a monopoly on the global insulin market. They jack up their prices to maximize their profit. The real fight in this country is not left versus right, it's top versus bottom. And that's why politics sucks right now. It's not any one politician, it is the system itself. Think about who was sitting behind the president on Inauguration Day. Who runs the 24-hour corporate media that treats news as entertainment? Who owns the algorithms that keep us angry and divided? A handful of billionaires have redesigned our politics for their own profit. Us versus them. Trolling, owning, name-calling, winning at all costs. It's professional wrestling. We all keep watching, we all keep scrolling, we all keep fighting, and they keep getting richer. They divide us on an hourly basis by party, by race, by gender, by religion, so we don't notice that they're picking our pockets, that they are closing our public schools, that they are gutting our healthcare, that they are raising taxes on all of us while they cut taxes for themselves. It is the oldest strategy in the world, divide and conquer. These billionaires have literally changed the way we talk to each other. They have changed how we learn about the world. It's the reason you and your MAGA uncle, who you used to get along with just fine, now live in completely different realities. Politics shouldn't feel this way. Politics is just another word for how we treat our neighbors. And we should treat each other a lot better than this. We can't transform this broken political system. They may have money, but we have the majority. And so it's going to require us bringing people together across these manufactured divisions. Fight the system, not your neighbors. There is There is something deeply broken in this country. Our healthcare system is broken, our economic system is broken, even our relationships with each other feel broken. And that's because the most powerful people in the world want it that way. I told you, my faith teaches me to love my neighbor as myself. Not just my neighbor who looks like me. Not just my neighbor who prays like me. Not just my neighbor who votes like me. I am called to love all of my neighbors the way I love myself, because despite our many differences, despite our many disagreements, we all want the same things. A safe neighborhood, a good job with good benefits, a high-quality, well-funded public school, and the ability to see a doctor when we need them. I am tired of being pitted against my neighbor. I am tired of being told to hate my neighbor. It's been 10 years of this kind of politics. Politics as blood sport. Politics as total war. It tears families apart, it ends friendships, and it leaves us all feeling terrible all of the time. As I travel the state, I get the sense that there is a deep hunger for a different kind of politics. Not a politics of fear, not a politics of hate, not a politics of violence, not a politics of division, but a politics of love. A love for this state, a love for this country, and most importantly, a love for all of our neighbors. I had someone who came up to me at the end of one of the events, and he said, "James, it's great that you talk about love, but we need a fighter, and love is weak." And so I told them that in my faith, love is the most powerful force in the universe. Love is not neutral. Love is not passive. Love is not weak. Love sometimes requires that we stand between the bully and the bullied. Love sometimes requires that we look evil in the eye and not blink. Love sometimes requires that we flip over the tables of injustice. Love is revolutionary. Love is radical. Love is creative. Hate is boring. Hate is predictable. Hate can't lower our energy bills. Hate can't teach a child to read. Hate can't build a future. What hate can't do, love can. Love can turn a student into a scholar. Love can turn an enemy into a friend. Love can turn a campaign into a movement. We can't defeat the politics of division with more division. We can't win that game. We have to change the game. We will not win our neighbors over by shaming them, by ridiculing them, by alienating them. This campaign is rooted in a fierce love for all of those neighbors. If you are someone who hates politics and has never voted before, you are welcome in this campaign. If you're someone who has voted for Democrats, but you're tired that DC Democrats keep folding, you're welcome in this campaign. If you voted for Donald Trump, but you are tired of the division and the extremism and the corruption in our government, you are also welcome in this campaign.
Go for Hunt. He's nice.
A new kind of politics is possible. It's waiting to be born through all of you, through all of us. That is how we're going to win this race. And we have a moral imperative to win this race. We are seeing the consequences of losing elections right now, all across this country. A secret police force is terrorizing communities across Texas, across this nation. ICE shot a mother in the face. ICE kidnapped a 5-year-old boy. ICE executed a man in broad daylight in front of our very eyes. It is time to tear down this secret police force and replace it with an agency that is actually going to focus on public safety for all of us, whether we are documenting.
Abolish ICE. Hell yeah, that's new. Hell yeah. He said it here, I think, for the first time.
It is past time to impeach Secretary Kristi Noem.
Hell yeah. That's new too.
To prosecute agents who have abused their power, and when
hell yeah,
the Senate majority, we must haul these masked men before Congress so the world can see their faces.
Talarico, I'm liking it. Hell yeah.
These masked men are waiting in school picket lines. They are lurking in hospital waiting rooms. This is not law enforcement. This is something else. They say it's about law and order, but they are waiting outside courthouses, arresting people who are following the law and showing up for their immigration hearings. They say it's about the economy, but they're deporting the very people who keep our economy running. They say it's about illegal immigration, but now they're going after American citizens. This has never been about immigration. This has always been about control. The best way to control a population is to keep people afraid, to keep them looking over their shoulders, to keep them in line. Don't draw attention to yourself. Don't criticize the government. Don't speak your mind, otherwise you'll be disappeared or even killed. No more secret police. No more disappearing people. This is the United States of America. We're not supposed to fear our government. Our government is supposed to fear us. I want to leave you with one more thought. I've been thinking about this lyric from a great American songwriter, John Prine. He wrote, "I really love America. I just don't know how to get there anymore." It's enough to break your heart. And when I'm feeling this way, there's a verse in scripture that I return to, and I hope it can be a gift to you, whether you're religious or not. It's in the Gospel of Luke when Jesus says something really strange. He says, "Blessed are you who weep." And that's a strange thing to say, because how can someone who's weeping be blessed? In our culture, we tend to avoid grief. But I think we forget that grief can be fertile soil. Sometimes we see the world most clearly through our tears. So if your heart is breaking as you watch what's happening in this country, it means you still have a heart. I want you to trust that. I want you to protect that, because that is what's going to get us out of all of this. Resistance starts right here, by refusing to mirror the hate and the violence and the inhumanity that surrounds all of us. There has never been a more important time to be a human being. In a time of shadows, we must shine our light. Like many of you, I am tempted by hopelessness. But then I look out on a crowd of students and neighbors who are gathering together to try to save their country and love their neighbors. And then I'm filled with a little bit of hope. And a little bit of hope is a dangerous thing. The fact that you're all here today, in the middle of a weekday, means you haven't given into hopelessness. And that means the bullies haven't won yet. Because, in the words of Bad Bunny, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. Thank y'all for being here.
It was great. He went Darth Brandon. Impeach Noem, abolish ICE. Hell yeah. If anybody progressive is thinking he's not progressive enough, he just answered. That's the answer, man. Community looks like. Woo!
Our lovely volunteers will
don't think you can get a picture,
Very
but
important announcement. As you know, we are building community. This movement.
I want to ask you, what do you think? Were you surprised? He's like, abolish ICE, kick out no. That was kind of badass.
It's great that you like made a great statement on that. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people want to like solder away from it, but he's definitely making a good strong statement.
You know, I think it answered a lot. Like people say, he's not progressive enough. He's like this corporate Democrat. Corporate Democrat, non-progressive wouldn't say all that. You know, so.
Yeah, and they'd be expecting money from hats. And
Yeah.
he's doing a pack-free campaign.
Right, exactly. Thank you again. Thanks for all your input. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a day. Love you all. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. And we'll give a rundown. Big news that Talarico said pretty much abolish ICE and impeach Kristi Noem. He's clearly going the more progressive side. Stay tuned for Friday. We will be checking out Wesley Hunt, who will have a lot less people, but he's been doing well. Those are the only two guys I can see. Everybody else is accessible. Please do subscribe.